Incoming. How we doing today, folks? Got a fresh video for you. Fresh video for you. If the light goes out like that, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna wave my hand like this. So, as you know, a while back, I said I was going to go without pot, weed, marijuana, cannabis for a month and then update you guys. And that never happened. And the reason why is because I relapsed. And then I kept smoking weed, and then I never made a video. But recently I actually have gone without weed for around 40 days and 40 nights, and I'm here to tell you about what it's like to not smoke weed for that amount of time. And also, what it's like to smoke weed after not smoking weed for so long. So, I'll be honest with you, at first the dreams were rolling in, like I said in my last video. Plenty of dreams, very abstract, as most dreams are, very absurd. And then they after a few weeks, it kind of stopped. I wasn't really getting that many more dreams than I typically would not smoking, or smoking rather. And honestly, I didn't even feel that different. People say they feel cleaner, sharper, less brain fog. I didn't feel any of that shit. And I think the reason for that is because I need more time. Especially if you smoked as much as I have, which is like almost every day for more than 5 years. You're gonna need some time without the weed before it kind of gets totally clean from your system and you feel actually different. Healing is a process that takes time. So, and the more damage you do to your brain and your body, the more time it takes to heal. So I think I need more time without the green ganja demon before I feel actually different. And I do plan on keeping that going. But I was feeling cheeky. It was a full moon. I was feeling cheeky. And I decided to have a little weed. And this is what I have to say. This is the more interesting part to me. So I didn't smoke for like 40 days, 40 nights. And then I had a joint, like 1 gram joint. So it's a decent amount of weed. And I got geeked. And if you smoke weed, if you're familiar with weed lingo, you know what I'm talking about. And it wasn't a bad geek, but it was an intense geek, let's say. And luckily I've been through the song and dance enough that I can handle the geek. And, but it was still very geek. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, paranoia, anxiety, for me, borderline schizophrenia, you know, looking for faces in the dark, thinking Slender Man is gonna jump scare me when I'm smoking, that kind of thing. That was in my past. That was in my past back in the day. But after not smoking for 40 days and then smoking again, it re-emerged. Sorry, there's a cat behind me. Yeah, what's up, man? You want to be in the video? Tough shit. That's tough. But yeah, I got geeked, and it was a very intense geek, and if I didn't have experience in being geeked, I probably would have had a panic attack. But luckily, I've been through that song and dance, and I'm like, I'm staying calm. I'm there to have a good time. And frankly, wow, you really want attention right now. You really want attention right now. This cat never wants attention, and now he's begging for it. And I can't roll back to activate the light because he's in the way. But he'll probably move if I... Yeah, there he goes. What I'm trying to say is after not smoking for so long, I got geeked. And it made me think, right? Like, it made me think of the archetype of the stoner. And you're gonna have to stick with me here. It kind of made me realize, like, at least for me personally, and for all you potheads out there watching the video, don't take anything I say personally. I don't care what you do. I don't care how much weed you smoke. It's your life. I'm talking about my experience here, okay? If you smoke weed, if you're an addict and you hate when other people tell you not to smoke weed, dislike the video, unsubscribe, ask me to block you from the channel, send me hate mail. But for every other normal person, just casually shaming addicts here, for every other person, the archetype of the stoner for me was like, I can enjoy the weed. If I smoke it every day, I can enjoy the weed without the geek. Do you know what I'm saying? If I smoke every day, I don't get geeked because you get used to being high all the time, right? And if you're high all the time, you don't really get geeked anymore because nothing ever happens. And so, and you know what? I'm just probably going to go lights out. I'm tired of rolling back. But for me, like, the whole smoking weed all the time, it's because I enjoy it, but it's also because if I didn't smoke it all the time, I wouldn't enjoy it as much because I'd be getting geeked. If I moderated it, if I smoked once every 40 days, I would get geeked every time I smoked. And I find that interesting. So for me, it's almost like I smoked as much as I did because I wanted the high without the geek. And to get the high without the geek, you have to smoke every day or not smoke at all, in my experience. And I don't even really have a point with this video. It's just a thought that I had. And it's something worth trying if you're a habitual weed smoker, if you smoke every day. Try going without it for 30 to 40 days. And then smoke again. And feel the geek. Feel the geek. Maybe, and it might just be my schizophrenia. But it might just be the nature of marijuana, you know? It's a psychedelic, it's a bit of a hallucinogen, maybe. It's been a while since I did my weed essay in high school, but there's definitely something to the plant that you are missing if you smoke it every day. And I think with weed and acid and shrooms, the geek is a very important part of the experience. So, and I don't know why. I haven't cracked the code to why, but it's just a feeling I have. So that's all I wanted to say. That's the weed update for you. And I seriously recommend that you try it because it's a very interesting thing to experience after after smoking every day for so long. It's like you kind of forget what this drug is capable of and what it actually does to you. And being off it for a while and then coming back to it really reminds you of the forces at play and what you're dealing with. You know, it's not nothing. And it's worth thinking about. It might catch up to you one day. And taking a break and coming back to it really shows you just what you're doing to yourself and what you're doing to your mental state, I think. Anyway, I'm going to keep off the weed for now. I'll probably revisit it every once in a while, but I'm a little put off by the weed because I got geeked, and I like weed, and sometimes the geek is part of the fun, but you're always playing with fire, you're always teetering on the edge of the abyss when you don't smoke all the time and you only smoke once in a while. There's always a serious chance of geekage, and it's worth thinking about and it's worth experiencing. And you can't experience it if you smoke every day. So that's my Jake video of the day. Try not smoking for a while. 30 days worked for me. Maybe it's a shorter period of time for you, maybe it's longer. But try that and then come back to weed and see how you feel, and notice the geek. Notice the paranoia, notice the almost supernatural presence that happens, that occurs when you take a long tea break and you come back to it. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. Sorry the video's a little longer than it probably should have been, but yeah, that's it.